Hello and welcome to the Philippines. The cost of living in the Philippines. This month has been a little higher than average because I had to make a trip to a dentist, which was relatively painless, but cost me a little bit, much less than in the USA. And also had to make a trip to immigration. And I'll cover not only my expenses, but some other expenses that you will have there as you stay a number of months here in the Philippines. First off, I broke a tooth off a couple of weeks ago and decided I better go and have that extracted. So I went down to Cebu Doctor's Hospital down near Fuentios Mina Circle. I just happened to know that there are many dentists down in that area and found a dentist, went up, had the x-ray the first day, cost me 350 pesos, about $7 US. That was just for one tooth. Now, if you're going to have a full x-ray of your full mouth, it's going to cost a little more than that. The broken tooth was below the gum line, and I know that most dentists don't get involved in that type of thing, so they set me up with an appointment the following day with somebody who was trained to do those types of extractions. And went in the following day, took the complete procedure, probably took 30 minutes or so. Was pretty painless, except for the first couple of needles going in, but even that wasn't too bad for somebody who doesn't like needles. And that extraction cost me 1,000 pesos, about $20 US. One interesting note is that when it was done, I was told to drink lots of water, and I could walk because I had told him I like to walk a lot, but don't run and don't exercise for about 5 days. Only eat ice cream the first couple days, or yogurt. Well, I can handle that okay. Bought myself a big tub of ice cream. I should have asked the dentist why I couldn't exercise or run. I usually exercise 2 to 3 times a week, but I had a large piece of gauze and I was holding it down in between my teeth to stop the bleeding, and so I decided not to ask any questions. Do any of you know the answer to that? Why wouldn't you be able to exercise or run after a relatively minor dental operation like that? Is there something to do with the drug they use to numb your gums these days? I had very little pain that day. Later in the day, the next day I had a little bit. The second day after that operation, I had some jaw pain and a bit of a headache. There again, don't know if it had something to do with the drug or it was completely unrelated to that procedure. But all is good now. About the 5th day, seemed like all the symptoms, any pain, that type of thing, is gone. My next larger expense this week was Philippine immigration in J Center Mall, Mandaue City. It's right next to Cebu City, and this is the entrance. You sign in with the guy on the right. He checks your requirements, whatever you're there for, and you fill out a form if you haven't already done that, and proceed to the check-in window. I want you to take note of this. This is something I pulled off the website, I believe. Down where it says additional fees, fine or penalty for overstaying for every month or every portion thereof. So if you overstay for even 1 day, and I hear this almost every time I'm there, somebody's overstayed their visa, and they're there a day or 2 or a week later, it's going to cost you 500 pesos, and that's about $10 US, and then some of those other fees may come on top of that as well. I'm not absolutely positive about the total penalties there. When you are setting up your airline flight out of the country, if you're leaving the country, it would be wise for you to consider your extension times and your deadlines for those when you set those up. Many people have to pay for an extra month, even though they're only going to stay a week or so. Many people, that's not an issue. Other people, it gets to be, it's one of those budgeting things. Now here's my receipt for a 1 month extension plus renewing my ACR card, and you renew that 1 year at a time. And they have you do that. I went in like 6 months ago, tried to renew it, and they said, no, you have to wait until you come in and do a visa extension. Well, I had gotten a 6 month extension, so I had to wait 6 months, and that's what I'm doing now. I got a 2 month extension on my visa and renewed my ACR card for another year. Looks like a driver's license, something you need if you stay here more than 60 days. You need to apply for that. The charge of 4,554 pesos comes out to about 91 US dollars. And then I had the additional charge for the express lane, one for the iCard processing, and another express lane 500, and another express lane fee certification. I'm not going to try to explain that. You got to pay that. There is a place on the form where you can check regular lane or express lane, and I've had people tell me that they check the regular lane and then they don't get the they have to wait a week or so to get their a visa or their passport back. May or may not, but the express lane means you get that back the same day. Now I'm paying for an express lane for the iCard processing also, but I was told to come back in 30 days because they need to print up another little plastic card. I won't try to explain why that is, but here's my total to renew the ACR iCard for 1 year and 2 month visa extension: 6,054 pesos, or about 121 US dollars. They do not accept checks or credit cards, so you need to carry cash with you. And I always try to have a little bit extra just in case there's some extra charges. Sometimes you seem to be surprised. There's also a immigration office over in Mactan, just across the bridges, between the bridges on the main road that connects to the two bridges at Gaisano Island Mall. And I think they do extensions. Not sure. They're not quite as full service as they are in J Center Mall if you need other things done. But that might be convenient for some of you to go there and take care of your business. I have heard on more than one occasion when I've been over there that the computer system was down in J Center Mall. Well, I've heard it maybe twice when I was over there. And they were directing people to go over to Mactan. So those are possibilities. Now, here's my disclaimer. I am not a lawyer. I'm not a employee of the Philippine government or immigration services. Fees and such can change at any given time. So you should check the appropriate sources online or wherever. And I've heard a number of people say, my fees were different this time than they were last time. And I'm not going to explain it all to you. I'm just going to show you about what your fees will be as you come in and start extending your fees. For instance, this 3130, I was paying, I think, 2,930 for a number of extensions that I did last year. And I'm only talking about tourist visas here. Most countries, when you come into the Philippines from other countries, you're allowed the first month free. They give you about 30 days here. And you need to either leave or renew your visa prior to that ending. And this would be your first extension of 30 days. You're allowed to extend it for 30 days initially. The second time you come back, after that second 30 days, you can extend it 2 months, I believe. And then after that, you can extend it 6 months. But I'm not sure if you can extend it 6 months twice in a row. I've heard different things about that, and I haven't really got clear information online. And here's some additional information down to the lower half of this column down here. For adult and for a minor, includes your application fee for the Alien Certificate of Registration, your ACR card, head tax, exit clearance certificate, BI clearance, legal research fees, Visa sticker fee, express lane fee, ACR iCard, 50 times today's exchange rate. So it comes out to that. So I remember the first time I got my ACR card was about that, was about very close to 8,000 pesos. And that is cash transaction. And moving on to another chart, this is the second time you extend your Visa, as I was saying, for 2-month extension, and gives you some totals there. Gives you total first for the second month and then for the 1-month extension. I recommend you check out their website. You can also download forms there, or you can, if you're going to be at J Center Mall or over on Mactan, you can stop by the immigration office and pick up forms ahead of time, have them filled out early. And if you have somebody say, hey, give me some money and I will take care of your visa, and you'll probably get a fake visa stamp, so be careful. Hopefully I haven't confused you with that, but it should give you some idea of the fees and charges that you're going to incur here to stay here. I generally, when I budget, I figure it's going to cost me about $15 a month for fees, and I usually go every 2 months or once in 6 months. And if I go once every 2 months, it's about $30. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like the video, share the video, subscribe. Safe travels to you all wherever you're at. And I'll see you next time. And be sure to check out their website. And like I said, you can download forms there as well.